Hey, Maxim here. I'll be walking a bit because I got bored of sitting down all the time. So, so today's topic is kind of strange, but it's been the topic of the day, so I'm just gonna talk about it. It's the harmony, and the harmony in in a lot of ways. So I've been reading about some research that people do on the energy and the way that um, all the things works in a world, like in a world works. And if you think about it, we all move all the time. So like your DNA changes all the time, constantly. So we actually live for like 2 microseconds, and then it changes again. Um, and everything else it changes. Like there's a solid object, like there's this TV here. We think it's a solid, right? But if you actually look at atomic structure of this thing, it's not solid. There are certain pieces, certain atoms, molecules, which move. And for us, it's solid, but it's actually not. The reason why we think it's solid, because this thing, the system which creates this is in harmony. It doesn't move, it stays solid. Every other thing is also in harmony. Like if you look at the river, it flows in a specific way. If you look at the good example of when the harmony breaks is when we start burning something. The actual, it's a kinetic energy, right? So we're transferring the heat from one object to another. But what happens on the molecular level is that the molecules of the piece that we're heating up, they are starting to go faster. They're going faster, and they're not harmonious with the rest of the system anymore. And then the whole object collapses because they are all just getting faster and faster and faster, and they melt. So now we can apply exactly the same logic into us humans, because we are made from a lot of stuff. Like if you look at human gut, for example, there's more bacteria and more organisms there than in the whole rest of our bodies. Think about this for a second. Just in your gut, there's the whole micro universe there, and it lives and it does its things and it moves and it evolves independent of the rest of our body. It affects everything. And when it's not in harmony, that's when we get sick. When we put there stuff like sugary drinks like Coke and all the McDonald's crap and all the other food which we crave so much, then our body gets out of shape. Then we get sick all the time, and we're like, whoa, why is this going on? But because by removing the harmony from our gut, we also, the whole system starts to collapse. But it goes deeper than that. So the article talks about the purpose that, like an atom in an element, each atom has a specific place or purpose in the system. So the humans itself, each one of us, if we think on a global scale, we're like atoms in the universe with our own purpose. And if we're not following our purpose, if we're not in harmony, then this system doesn't like us anymore. And then we get sick again. So next time when you get sick, check what you were doing just before that. Because often enough, I found last year, definitely every time I get sick, I was doing something which I was not supposed to be doing. I would either focusing too much on the money aspect, or not sharing what I wanted to say. So I'll have a massive throat issues because I was afraid to speak up, afraid to say what I think my truth is, and I just suck it up. And apparently, that's not my purpose. um, yeah. So think of what causing the sickness. Because when the system is in harmony, you're not gonna get sick. You only get sick when you break the harmony. So the reason why it was the whole day is that in the evening I went to this musical show. It's called Moscow Boys here, and it's brilliant. Like four men playing on a violin, but they're also very creative and very like passionate in the way they play. And it was amazing to see, just like great experience. I really enjoyed that. But the thing that I've noticed was the harmony of how we all like to be in experiences where we are listening to the music and you feel the beat and you start dancing or you start clapping depending on which environment you are, and then we harmonize with with something bigger than us. We harmonize with people around us. You know, when you go to like a concert and everyone starts like, yeah, and then you just feel the pull and you just say like, yeah, too. And things like this is because we strive to be in a harmony. We want to be in a harmony with everything, and at the same time, we often do the opposite of that. So in the work that we did with Elena, the Joygasm piece, is we used to say that we share the energy, but I think now that we're not sharing the energy, what we did there is we have just harmonized two people who are sharing the Joygasm experience. So what happened is essentially when you know these moments when you sitting somewhere in a bar, let's say, or maybe in a coffee shop, and you hear the music and you're like, oh my god, this song is so amazing, and you start sitting there and you like dance a bit, and then you see someone and you see they're doing exactly the same thing, and then you know this person's like, oh, this is exactly the same, except we intentionally did it in Joygasm to help two people to be in harmony with each other. And in the article they also talked about the smoking piece, like where we harmonize not with just our friends, but we harmonize with our enemies. You know, this what is called, the cigarette of peace or something like this. I think it's called. I know it's called. It's in Russia. Not sure what's the term in English. It's the I think it's Indian tradition where they smoke with the enemies, special pipe, for exactly the same reason. To become in harmony with the enemies. They might still be the enemies, but when you feel them, when you feel the alignment with them, because we all are striving to be in harmony, and we're doing the opposite of it. We fight over, hey, I believe in Allah and you believe in God. We're different. No, we're not. We're not different. It doesn't matter what you believe on. Our differences is what makes us unique, and we can use those differences to connect and discover and be curious. Not, oh, your God is wrong, or my God is better than yours, or I believe that Trump is better than Clinton, or I believe that Clinton is better. Who cares? Like, those are your differences. Why do you need to fight with them? Why do you need to become religious about specific parts which are different between us? They might be your enemies, those people who's like, oh, like, you know, all the spiritual world will be like, oh, Trump is horrible. Everyone who supports Trump is evil. And no, they're not. They're not evil. They are where they are in their journey. And if you reject them, if you tell them like, oh, okay, you are stupid because you support Trump, or like, oh, you're not conscious enough, how can you support Trump? Rah. That's exactly the same thing. It's just different languaging that they say. They'll be like, oh, the spiritual people with all this meditation, they're freaking crazy. It's the same exact thing that we say to them, except we're using different language. That's the only difference. What if we accept them instead? And be empathetic to the where they are on the journey is where they are. We don't need to try to show them like, hey guys, you're in the wrong way, we're gonna show you. Because this is how people create idols. This is how people start their wars over the region. They'll be like, this guy is wrong, like listen to this guy, he is right one. There's no right or wrong. We're all in harmony. Or we can be at least. But just accepting each other and accepting the people we think our enemies are. And accepting yourself. That's the first step. And next time you think about the harmony, when you go to the dance floor and you feel the vibe, and you feel how everyone's like, and they start dancing, remember, this is the time when you're in harmony with so many people and your heart's beating at exactly the same rate. And everything is beautiful. And we just need to do this more often. Because Kim freaking dance with Trump supporters, no worries. So let's dance more and fight less. Maxim out.